Hello, welcome back to Respect is Growing, or welcome if you happen to be new here. My name is Vanessa and I'm so happy you decided to join me today. Just in case you happen to be new, I post different videos about my life currently. I am a stay-at-home mom. My husband and I have a 16-month-old son, which you see periodically. Every now and then he's in a video. Of course, running around the house always in the background. He happens to be on a nap right now, so I'm taking advantage and I'm filming this video. So I want to be a little honest with you guys today. So far this week I've been sort of feeling blah, like less energy, less interest in getting things done around the house, and I know why this happened. Because it snowed here. And some of you might disagree with me and say, oh, I love the snow, I can't wait for it to come, and every year. And my husband happens to be one of those people. Ronald absolutely loves snow. He skis, he just enjoys it in general. I happen to be the opposite of that. It just isn't something I'm into. Leave a comment below if you happen to agree with me, or if you happen to agree with Ronald. I know there's always two sides to this debate, whether snow is good or worth it even. I know some of you are going to say, well, you live in the wrong place. This is what happens every year. It's guaranteed to happen. Well, you know, I still don't have to like it. Long story short, I need a little bit of a pick-me-up, if you will. So I'm giving myself a challenge. And a lot of you may have heard this concept before, but I'm going to be doing a packing party today. Now, traditionally, that is like a whole house, or especially if you want to declutter a lot of things, you'd box up pretty much everything you own and then put it off to the side, and when you need something, you go ahead and you grab it. That's not really possible. I can't box up my whole home, and especially because, first of all, that's a lot of work, and second of all, I don't live by myself, so that's not something I want to impose on either my son or my husband. Not to say Liam would actually notice, but at the same time, it's just not practical. So instead, I'm going to focus on just my clothing. And I've done this before. It's actually really an eye-opener to see what you actually wear, as opposed to just having things hang up and, you know, maybe just sit there for forever. So the one thing I will say right now is that I'm sort of in a transition period right now. Liam is 16 months old now, and while I can fit into my pre-baby clothes, they don't always feel comfortable. I'm more using this as a tool. I want to see what I am pulling regularly versus leaving just in the closet, and then perhaps change some of my own behavior and wear the other clothes more often. Because I really feel like, especially if you wear stretchy clothes all the time, you can kind of get into this trap of being a bit lazy. And I say that honestly about myself. Sometimes I can get a little lazy with clothes. I will be including my pajamas in this packing party that I'm going to do today. So that way I'll be able to physically see everything I actually do own in terms of pajamas, and then make a conscious choice about what I'm wearing. Because again, just like your regular clothes, pajamas can get a bit of a habit, and you wear what's comfy. Of course you're sleeping, I get that. But if you own the other things, you should probably give it a chance and also wear them every now and then. Let's not delay any longer. This is a really simple process, to be honest. I'm not even going to be using boxes. I'm just going to be taking the clothes literally out of the closet and storing them in the guest room for now, because we haven't had any guests and we're not going to for a while. I'm only going to do this probably for about a week, just to give me insight into what I'm actually wearing. And if I decide to do it a little longer, that's okay too. I'll see if I'm gaining a lot from this experiment, then I'll maybe add another week to that. Okay, so let's get into this packing party. You might recognize our closets from my spring summer lookbook, which I will link up here for you guys as well. Unfortunately, that season has passed, so I've already taken those clothes out so that I'm not filling this up with unnecessary things. And that's okay, because they had their time and they'll have their time again, and that's okay. But now it's time to see what I actually wear. You know, honestly, it doesn't look like a lot of clothes, and that's by design. I don't want to have a ton of things. I've had that in the past, and you know, just a lot more things to wash and look after, and so I do like the more minimal closets. I don't have a capsule wardrobe. That's something maybe I can look into creating like later on. That one I'd have to be a little bit more mindful. These are items I've collected over the years and I still enjoy. So in a sense, that's just like my version, I guess you could call. Nonetheless, it's as simple really as taking these clothes all out and making sure I have a blank canvas to work with. Now, if this is maybe a little too extreme, if you want to use that word, for you, and you don't want to literally take all your clothes out, maybe you don't have another place to put them, that's okay. There's one trick I've done in the past, which is simpler, that I will show you guys right now. So if you're like me, my hangers always face this direction, and the trick I've done in the past is after I have worn something, I don't just put it back the way that the others are. So let's say I wore this black shirt throughout the day, or even if it was a short time. So now I'm ready to put it back in. I simply flip the hanger and then put it back in the opposite ways of everything else. And as you can see, that stands out from the others quite nicely. And after you do this for a while, you get the theme or the idea of what you wear regularly, because you'll have more like looking like this versus everything else just blending in together. So that's a smaller idea that you can implement if you don't want to do this step that I'm doing, which is taking everything out. That is it for now. I plan on taking pictures every couple of days when I see there's enough kind of progression with the items that get added into the closet, and I will post one. I'll make one big post on Instagram for that. So if you aren't already, you can always follow me on Instagram. It is Vanessa K. Doucette. That happens to be my maiden name. I just didn't change it. I also put a link below for your reference, and you can see it there too. Well, if you decide to join me while I try this experiment, please let me know how it goes for you, and if you were surprised by what you chose more than the other, because it is sort of a surprising process. You think maybe, oh, I really love that, I'm going to keep it, and then it just sits there because you didn't really take the time, or you're not aware of these things until you do something like this. So please consider a like, share, and subscribe. I make a new video and post every Sunday, with a few exceptions. Sometimes life gets in the way, but that's the goal. And I hope to see you next time.